Cheers, my loves. I hope that all of you are doing really well. And I want to make a video about feminine women and narcissistically abusive relationships because there's a bit of a misconception, right? A lot of people think that feminine is agreeable. It means that somebody is a people pleaser. It means that somebody is a doormat. It means that somebody is very agreeable. It means that somebody doesn't stand their ground, doesn't set boundaries, doesn't express their opinions. That the reason that she wants the man to lead is because she isn't capable of leading, or because she wants a dominant man who in the future has a lot more possibility of controlling her and of mistreating her while she doesn't express herself. And is it not dangerous to be a feminine woman in that regards? Are you not only going to be attracting abusive relationships to yourself? Now, that is not what a feminine woman is. A feminine woman is not a people pleaser or doormat. This is a woman who has an unhealthy, unhealed, and wounded masculine energy who behaves in this way. And she tries to operate from her feminine, which consequently is imbalanced and poorly developed as well. A feminine woman is somebody who is an ultimate display of power in a woman, which is to say, she is an excellent balance of feminine energy and masculine energy, but she chooses to operate from her feminine energy because she is that powerful, because she doesn't need to be feisty, because she doesn't need to dominate, because she doesn't need to demand, because she doesn't need to force, because she has true power, because she has ways of residing in her feminine and getting her needs met and getting her boundaries conveyed and getting her standards conveyed and making it clear that she guards her heart and making it clear that her vibration, her energy access to her is exclusive. It is not a show of weakness. It is a show of power. And who are generally people, not even just women, who are generally people who are the most likely to attract narcissistic relationships to themselves. These are people who suffer from moral relativism. They don't want to be judgmental, but they do it in an unhealthy way, as in, instead of saying, what this person is doing is none of my business, it's their life, I'm not going to judge them, I'm not going to try to impose my beliefs on them, I'm not going to be trolling people online, trying to tell them who to be and how to think. They take this moral relativism to a whole new level, and they apply this moral relativism to access to them and to their own personal romantic and sexual lives, to the kinds of partners they choose, where they don't have a healthy moral compass because of bad examples they've had in their lives, because of the nonsense that the kind of culture they live in is trying to push on them, to accept everything and anything and question everything and anything, because they find themselves in a peer group that is quite clueless and doesn't have an understanding what it is doing, because they watched a lot of movies with a very poor understanding of human behavior and psychology, and they genuinely believe that this is how people operate and this is how people think, and this combination makes it so they can't properly tell good from bad. They come pre-gaslit, pre-enabled to say left, right, up, down, standard of acceptable, standard of not acceptable. And they can't just look at a person who is trying to be with them and say, there's nothing morally relative about what you're doing. What you're doing is bad, and what you're doing is not acceptable, and what you're doing doesn't meet my standards. This is not what I'm looking for. So if you want to protect yourself as a feminine woman from these narcissistically abusive relationships, you need to embody two ideals. You need to embody the ideal of innocence, and you need to embody the ideal of justice. And you do that by saying goodbye to moral relativism, not imposing yourself on others, not judging others, not condemning others, but having a very strong and clear moral compass in your own personal life, having discernment. All right, cheers, my loves. I wish you all a beautiful day, and I'll be talking to you soon.